doing a live stream. Let's see. Get it started here. Okay, I'm having issues today. I could not get my GoPro to work at all. First it was completely dead, and then it would not connect. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry, Amy. Hey TJ, how are you? Is it working? It's not even loading up on my computer. I couldn't get my GoPro to work. It would not connect with my phone. It has to connect with my phone to go live. I tried for like 20 minutes and it wouldn't connect, so now I'm trying to do it on my phone, but it's not coming up on my computer. So I don't know if it's working or not. Let me get back in it. Good, I'm doing good. I'm just frustrated with this GoPro. Can you guys hear me okay? Because it's been a while since I've done the phone. And I see it's sideways. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. I thought there was a way to change it, but apparently not. Let's try this. Bear with me guys, sorry. This is frustrating. Okay, that's not going to work very well. How did I do the live streams before I got my GoPro? Because that is not going to cut it. That's not showing enough. Seriously, guys, I don't know what to do. There is... There's no settings. This is frustrating. You guys can't see anything. I don't remember how I used to do this. How about that? Okay. That's better, right? I guess I used to do it on the side. Okay. So I'm working on s'more mums. I'm not gonna do the one I did yesterday, or the two that I worked. It is better, and it's not perfect, but it's better. I think I had it like going here and then aiming like this way. But I have it curved around. Now I've got it all jacked up, so I don't want to mess with it too much. It'll drive y'all crazy. So don't want to cover up her name. Oh, is that? Can you see that? I don't want to show anybody's name over there. Look at these cute little oil wells I did for some upcoming mums. They're so cute. Okay, so I've got a leg garter and another mini that I'm working on for the same school. Red and white, and I don't know if they want any black in it or any silver. So this, let me go over to this corner. This one is about 6 inches. It's just a little shy of 6 inches. This is going to be for the leg garter. Aren't they cute? Yeah. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I actually, I had a problem with my GoPro yesterday, but you know, I got it to work for the live stream, but I couldn't get it to come on at all, whether I plugged it in or nothing. And so I took the battery out, and I have a spare battery. I put that in and it started working. Well, today it was completely drained, even though I charged it up last night, and now it won't connect to anything. It won't go live, so I'm gonna have to call support, I guess. Can also live on my computer, but you know, I have to download like Streamlabs or something. I haven't done that, so I'll try to do it from this end maybe, or do the ends on this end. So I'm just going to start with the wide white ribbon for the streamers, and for the leg garters I do this is like a girl's 18-inch, you know what I do with 18-inch streamers, except I'm going to put a garter for their leg. So I want to do 18-inch, so I'll do 18-inch braids and all that. And then of course I want to go a little over for the backer. And of course you can taper these to get shorter on the sides. You can keep it all the same length. Just depends on what you want to do. I'm not even counting how many I'm cutting. I'm just going to cut a bunch and start from there. Getting a little dowel rod sometimes makes this easier because you can just go like that, kind of lift it up. Guys, yeah, you can see that. So I just want to make sure the end of my backer's there. Yeah, I'm going about 18 inches, so I'm good. And I always like to start in the center there, work from that. Always want to trim up your ends, make them look pretty. Give me my little trash bucket over here. That is working great, by the way. I didn't have to like try to scoop up all my trash everywhere. I'm going to cut them all like that, but I'm going to do a couple at a time. I just keep adding them until I think it's wide enough. And then I start going over the top, more layers. I don't do a ton of layers unless somebody asks for it. I just don't think it's necessary. Plus I overlap them so there's no gaps. Don't go over there. Don't go over the side of the backer. I'm going to stay within that circle. These aren't rush orders, but they didn't give me a whole lot of time. Not much time, actually. But I'm not going to be like super rushed to get them finished either. It's just like just enough to get them made, not to do anything special. They're going to get pretty basic. Braids and chains, stuff like that. things that are easy to make, quick to make. Not only because they didn't give me a lot of time, but also because I have so many other orders, and they ordered in, you know, within reasonable time to give me a few weeks, so I gotta work on their stuff too. Okay, that's a pretty good width there. Could actually go a little bit wider. It just depends on what you want. Some of them, you know, some people like to make theirs really narrow, really wide. It just depends on what you want. So it's going all the way from one end to the next over here. I'll move that up. Pretty much so. It's about where I like to be. Go a little bit over it, a little bit under it. Depends on how many braids I'm going to add, stuff like that. But I think that's a good width. So again, I'm going to start doing more layers. And you can go the same length, you can go a little bit shorter, just depends on what you want. Thinking about doing all these streamers, getting them done, because I can take like a clip, and then like these are the ones I did last night, and then I can hang them up somewhere like this so they don't get messed up. You can see that's curling a little bit, but not as bad as that other one. What I told y'all, the trick, whoops, is just do that. I forgot to do that last night. So you can just take some of these clips and weigh it down, and it'll help straighten those out. Like that. But anyway, I just hang these up until I'm ready to do more with them, and it protects them. I don't have to worry about them getting damaged or anything. Thanks, TJ. So sometimes I bring a portable clothes rack out, and I'll hang up, you know, like if I make a bunch of braids and chains, I'll have that. And I'll have like the mum backers if I make a bunch of those up. And so then when I make like the streamers, I also hang those up. You can hang them, clip them to hangers and stuff. So I've got that clothes rack that's on wheels. You probably got it at Walmart or Lowe's, something like that. It's also good for storing when you finish mums and you're waiting for people to pick them up. It's also a good way to hang them up too. So I don't even know how many here I've cut. I'm just going to quit right there. See what I've got to work with. For those of you just joining, this is for a leg garter. Oops, there's a couple more I missed. So 18-inch streamers, braids, chains like that. I cut a little bit over, you know, for the room to attach it to your backer. And I apologize for the video. I was explaining to them my GoPro is not cooperating. So I had to go old school on my phone. Sorry about that. That's what I hate about the phone. I get all... Yeah, sorry about that, guys. And I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. You see, I cut these a little bit shorter can taper up a little bit. You want to kind of stay in there, not go like, not attach your ribbons like over the side, to the side. Sorry, I need to get a drink of water. Oh, I also have memberships available on my channel now. You guys want to check that out? There's 3 tiers, and I didn't do anything crazy expensive. The cheapest one was 99 cents a month, so. I just tried to do some fun little perks for memberships if anybody's interested in trying that. This was actually the perfect amount, and I wasn't even paying attention. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 on top. I know people will ask that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the bottom. So 9 on the bottom, 7 on top. And this is this 3.4 inch. Let's see. It's not even 3 inches. It's 2.75 inches. That's weird. Yeah, 2.75. Okay, so now I'm going to add some red to it. Done with all that white. There's tinsel on my table. I used tinsel the other day and it's everywhere. I have some red 2.5 inch, so I'm going to add that on top and probably like leave little gaps where you can see the white. So let's try 5 pieces. That's long enough. Okay. Now this ribbon is not a true acetate. I got this at Michael's, and they had a few colors. I'm trying to remember what colors they had. There wasn't a lot of choices, but it's over there with all their, you know, they have that aisle with all their rolled ribbons, and it is over there, and it was like on one end and kind of down a little bit, but I don't think it says what it is. Too difficult to get it off. Okay, but I think it's more like a polypropylene or flora. It's kind of like this one. It's not a true acetate. It's kind of a combination of polypropylene, but this one is more glossy, and so it makes it really slick. And that's the only complaint I have about it, because sometimes it can be hard to work with, especially if you're layering it and then the ribbons are sliding all over the place. But they were a good price, and you know, Michael's does coupons. I guess they still do. And it was a big roll. And I love the color, the red color. I think it's really vibrant. You see how they just slide so easily. So that would be my only warning to you guys. It's not heavy. It's not real thin either. It's not as thick as acetate. You know, a lot of the acetates, the good quality acetates are pretty thick. So this is thinner, but it's not the thinnest I've ever worked with. Seems like they had it in blue too, but I can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, I know, they get me with the coupons too. I also like to get, and I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, I think it's right here. Yes. This is from Michael's. I don't know anywhere else you can get it. It's Design Masters, but they have all different colors, so you can, it's for silk flowers, it's for fresh flowers, it's for crafts, everything, but you can paint your mum flowers with this stuff. This is what I use to, if somebody wants a colored mum. I think they're like $10 a can, but they let you use those coupons, so you can get it for like $6. And I have it in orange and black. Black is the most common that I get requested for a different color. Okay, those aren't perfect, but they're still like, they're just background ribbons. It's not crazy important. So I've got 3 layers of the wide ribbon. Nice and full, no gaps. The leg garter is just a regular leg garter. I'm also, like I said, I'm doing a mini mum for them as well, and that one's going to be blinked. So, does basketball, so I can also add some basketball. This is usually where, sometimes I'll even go through with the smaller acetates, you know, the less, every layer goes smaller and smaller. Not, you know, not the really thin stuff, but like, you could go through with the 1.3 inch. But 3 layers is plenty. I'm not going to go any more than that. And now I would do like pretty ribbons, if you want to do like glitter ribbons or basketball ribbons or something like that. But sometimes you have to be careful, because sometimes once you start putting your braids on it, it clashes and doesn't look good. So that is my thing. I start putting these pretty ribbons, and then I start putting the braids on. I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look good. No, it's for like, I guess it's for sisters or best friends or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's for 2 different girls, but same school. So, let's see what I've got. And I used to just go crazy with every mum I made. Didn't really charge them for bling or anything, but now that I've got the Etsy business and stuff, I gotta really pay attention to what I'm doing. Not give my mums away. So I still, a lot of times, still add some kind of pretty ribbon. Like I've got some red and white polka dot. I've got some red and white glitter. I've got some red and silver glitter, white and silver glitter. Got some red and black football ribbon. I've got some red and white footballs. I've got red and white that says Go Team on it. Those are all like wired ribbons, so I removed the wires. And then there's baseball. I know I've got some basketball, I just don't see it. Yeah, I've got some basketball. The only thing I hate about, like, if I put the basketball ribbon, I've got all those orange basketballs, and so it kind of clashes. So I'd rather just do like some basketball, you know, like some bows, and then, you know, trinkets and stuff like that, and maybe a basketball on the flower. But if I start going crazy and putting the ribbons behind that, it will kind of clash, and I don't like that. So I'll give her some, kind of thinking that red and white polka dot. And you don't have to do the wired ribbons as a layer. That's just something I like to do. I guess it's just kind of my style. And I don't always do it, but definitely something I like to do. So I'm just staying with the color pattern, not doing anything crazy. Again, you want to remove those wires though, so they'll lay more naturally. You're not making a wreath, you're making a mum, so don't use the wires. I don't even like to use the wire, keep the wires in when I make a bow. So I will do probably like 3 of these. Let's see. Here, one here, one in the middle, or I could do 4. I could do 1 here, there, and there. That's what I'll do. I'll do 4. So I'm always hitting up any of these craft stores when they put seasonal stuff on clearance, because you can find these ribbons and fun stuff for your mom's stuff. Oh, TJ, thank you so much for the super chat yesterday. It didn't show up until after I walked away. I had my computer up and I walked away and was doing other stuff, and I came back and I was like, oh! I'm gonna have to dump this here in a minute. Okay, that one has wires. You can just kind of push it up. They're easy to get out usually. If you have any trouble, just get some needle nose pliers. I thought about offering some like one-on-one classes on Etsy, because I see people doing that with like wreaths and stuff. Like, I don't know if they're like, I think they're like Zoom classes and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get in that. Okay. Got all of those. Now I can use my good scissors. You don't want to ever use your good scissors on wires. That's a good way to ruin them. You really need a good pair of scissors for these types of ribbons, these acetates and stuff. And I'm always having to change out those scissors. cute that is. That would be good for like a Minnie Mouse theme too if you were doing that. You see how that's sliding on top of that one so easily? I'm having to be careful. And just going in between the red. I know, I think the polka dots are super cute. I hope she likes them. I always worry about that, you know, what if that's the one thing they hate more than anything in the world. Like if you used an animal print or something and they didn't tell you and they hated it. I don't think I've ever had that happen, but it could. Like if there's something you hate, you need to tell your mom that you hate that so they won't put it on your mom. I do get like no feathers. You know, some people will say no feathers. Okay, so I'm ready to put this one away for now. And I can do the other one, the other girls, the blinged one. They didn't tell me if they wanted silver or gold yet. And I don't see where they've messaged me. Okay. It is 5-inch flower. It should be about 5 inches. Yep. Sometimes I look out and find one that's really pretty, so I can use as the very back one. So, I'm trying to think what I'm going to do because they haven't told me yet. Let me just skip hers for now. And I've got, let's see, I'm working on one for this girl. This is a mini as well, softball theme. And it's a 5-inch flower as well. So I can go ahead and do her string, or I'm going to do hers. I'm going to skip that other one. But I love this backer. I think that backer turned out cute. And I'm pretty sure I did a video on it. But it's in the endless cloud, waiting to be done. Okay, so. And this is the case where I've got 2 different brands, so the blues don't match up exactly, but you can see it still looks pretty. It's not a huge problem, but if you look close enough, you can see that. On that side, you can really see the blue. So that's the only thing I hate about buying different brands, but sometimes, you know, you get a good deal or you just can't find that size in the brand that you've got. So, I'm trying to think what I want to do. So I used a lot of that color. And the yellow I only have in this, no I don't, I have it in a 1, I'm sorry, I have it in a 1.3. I forgot I got some last year. Yeah, luckily my yellows match up. They're not the same brand, but they match. And I actually I have the blue in 2 different brands in the same size, so I do have it in this blue. This one though is a little bit darker. So I only have this size in this 1.3 inch. This is like a 2.5, I think, or 2.75. So they're a little bit brighter, and then this is the McGinley Mills, that's a little bit darker. Hey, how are you today? Thanks for joining. Thank you. Is that one Paulina? Is that how you say that? So I'm just gonna have to be careful. So you can see a little bit of a difference. And I come across that with oranges are really bad. You know, our school colors are orange, and I always have that problem. And I'm going to mix in the white in there too. No, their school colors are blue and gold, but it's yellow. It's yellow. Oh, I was explaining the different brands. Sometimes in the colors they don't match up. Like these are 2 different brands, so they're both royal blue, but they don't match perfectly. This one's a little bit darker, and this one's a little bit brighter. So you have to be careful about that when you buy different brands. Hey, MZZ Clipper 12, how are you? Is there an average length for a mom? I don't know if there really is an average length. This is one of those cases where I kind of figured it out on my own because nobody was, you know, people aren't willing to share that stuff. But so I just kind of figured out the lengths on my own by watching and looking at pictures and stuff. So this is a mini mom again. This one is going to be a leg garter, 18-inch streamers for a girl. And if you were pinning it on, it would go like upper thigh, hip area, depending on how tall you are. And then I do the 24-inch length, and that one goes like mid-thigh to upper knee. Like me, it's more upper knee because I'm short, but, and then 30-inch would go like mid-shin. Now, I don't go any longer than 30-inch, but I think some people do. So really, you could make them any length you want it to. If somebody said, or if you know, wanted yours to hit you in a certain length, just measure that and make it that size. Make it whatever size you want. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, I just want to figure out how I want to lay these. I'm doubling up the white so they look crisper and you don't see the color shining through underneath. I got that tip from somebody recently. So there are people willing to share information. It's just not all of them are. Okay, so I think I'm going to do yellow first. This is going to be in the center, so I want to think about what colors. So I don't want the blue. I don't want that blue, since those blues don't match up exactly. I don't want them under that under there and really showing. So I want either the yellow or the white side by side on it. Oh, thank you, Kay. That's so sweet. You're welcome. I hope that helped. I mean, I think people even go as far as 36-inch braids and stuff, so I don't know. I would say that locally I sell more of the 18 and 24 inch. And when I say 18 and 24 inch, that's just like the braids and streamers and stuff. That's not including the size of the flower and, you know, this part. So I just want to lay them out first and kind of see what I want to do. Now that's what that would look like there. And I do have this blue in that size as well. And I didn't really think about it when I was making it. But you see I put both on here and you can't really tell. It looks fine, but see, if you put them on top of each other, it's going to be more noticeable. So that way, that blue and that blue and that blue and that blue. And like I said, this happens a lot in the oranges. And you know, if you use like the wired ribbons and stuff, those colors don't always match up either. You're going to end up with several like versions of that same color. So I think I want to go with this. And I do have some bright blue, like royal blue vinyl. It's not a perfect match to the ribbons either. But there you go. The blues, they never all match up, but again, I'm doubling up the white so it looks really crisp and white. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can really see through that. Now I'm going to do yellow again. The blue vinyl might look cute on the yellow, and actually I have yellow vinyl too, so I could do yellow on either the white or the blue, so this could be fun. I could do all three colors of vinyl on here as well. And doing all that's going to help blend all that in, and then trinkets and bows and all that. And you know, my sheer ribbons and my soft satin ribbons, they're all slightly different colors too, so it's all going to kind of blend in together once it gets made. gonna be super cute, I think. What is the base price for a mum or a garter? There is no base price. I mean, you can look on Etsy and see what everybody's charging for different things. It's really all over the place. I try not to go crazy charging people too much. Especially my local people. I charge less for my local people than I do like selling online. I live in a very rural area. I've got a lot of customers that are single moms, so I just try to be really careful and try to give them, you know, I still want to make a little money, but I don't want to gouge them. Because I know people that, you know, say I sell this one for, I think this is a $38 minimum, which is still a really good deal. Like looking at Etsy on some of the mini mums and even some of them are doing like this length and calling it a full size like garter, and they're charging twice as much as I am. I mean, it's crazy, but there's local sellers that I've seen just like basic mum about this length, and they're charging $90 for it. Me, I charge $90 for one that's, you know, the garter over here is going to be $90, but that's including shipping. And you know, it's not going to be real basic either. You know, I always put a lot of stuff on mine. But that's just, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know it's hard to price them. It really is. It's hard to, because you don't want to gouge people, but then you want to make money too for your hard work. That's a difficult thing. I actually went up a little bit on my mini mums this year because I just put them way too cheap last year. Excuse me. Plus I didn't know like what all I was going to get charged by Etsy and what all my fees were going to be and all the stuff that I had to buy to sell on Etsy, and it just, I'll probably go up a little bit more too because, you know, it needs to be worth it. Okay, I think I got those in order. So just using my mat. Since I like to do one layer on these mini mums, I like to use my mat and try to line them up really nicely. Again, the whites are doubled. And I'm going to trim up the ends here in a second. I know, TJ. It's really hard. I still struggle with it all the time. And I tell you what I really struggle with is when somebody local needs something last minute for whatever reason. Trying to come up with a price last minute is just like, and I'm like, I get what I call mum brain. So what mum brain is to me is about halfway through the season, I just like, I can't do anything but design mums. Like, don't ask me to think, don't ask me to count, don't ask me to add something, don't ask me to spell something, because all I can do is design a mum and that's it. And somebody will come pay for their mum and they'll need change, and I'll just like look at them because I seriously, my brain will melt down. It's the funniest thing, and I just call it mum brain. That's all I can come up with. That's right, TJ. I know, and you know, a lot of the mum makers on Etsy, I noticed, you know, they have like, this is how many trinkets it comes with. This is how many braids it comes with. This is how many names you can have on it. And I'm just not doing that. That's not my style. That would take the fun out of it. See, you're going to start using that mum brain, aren't you? But yeah, that would take the fun out of it for me. And you know, I don't like to make any two the same, so I can't do that. So I kind of tell them, you'll kind of get this like, here's the pictures. If you want it extra blingy, I'm going to charge a little bit more, you know. I mean, I don't put a set number of trinkets because, you know, this person may be into football and I can put tons of trinkets if they want. And this other person may not be into any activities, so you're very limited on what trinkets you can put on. So I don't put that kind of stuff on there. I don't want to put that on myself either, that I have to put so many bells, so many trinkets and whatever. Just like if you want a lot of trinkets, or you want this number, or you want so many bells, or you need to ask for them, basically. So I'm putting these pretty close together. I may have to add some more. And of course I'm going to trim these up. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking the looks of that. Oh yeah, I put them way too close together. From what I had them laid out anyway. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You know, I want to layer them, so it's good. But I'm going to have to do some more because I had that blue and that blue matching up earlier. But as long as it's not too close to that, fine. I'll probably do blue again. Blue, maybe the yellow again. I don't know. I'm liking the yellow. You guys are going to start using that membrane. I know you are. It's true though. It's funny. It's the funniest thing. Like, don't ask me. Especially don't ask me to count. Like, please bring me the right amount. Don't. Or don't say, okay, I want this, and how much is this going to cost? I'm like, I don't know. Especially when they put me on the spot. That's when it's the worst. And I'm like, I have a meltdown. I can't even think. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Kay. So do you have like a prices on them and say, you know, this is how much this one's going to cost, this is how much this one's going to cost? Because really, I'm just like, I let them, they look at my Pinterest page and look at what, you know, like, I really like this one. I'm like, okay, it's about this much. Of course, on Etsy, I have them all priced good, but it took me a while to really get where I was comfortable with the prices. Like, is this too much? Is this not enough? That's one of the hardest things. Good for you, Kay. Look at you go. That's good. Now look, I can layer those like that where the yellow's barely showing on there. Look how pretty that looks. And then you can also go like this and make it really wide. So if you need a lot of space for stickers, just depends. Like, I think I'm going to go over this with the yellow again. So I'm going to put those where that yellow is just outlining it. And then I'll go back with another yellow and leave some space, just to give it a little fun look. And you can change the looks just by how you're layering your ribbons. Thank you, Kay. trying to match those up pretty good. See where we're at. Yeah, now see the blue is kind of wrinkly. Again, I could just leave a little space and just show a little bit, or I could show a lot of the blue. I'm going to show quite a bit because I want to leave options open for stickers. I need to make sure that I'm leaving places to put vinyl. Because I've got her name, I've got the school, I've got the mascot, and then, of course, homecoming 2021. Okay, one Felina asked how long it took you to make all those mums, those 25 mums, because that's awesome. It is awesome. So that's plenty wide enough. It could go longer or wider. And I think I said last night, there was some that I made before that were like really wide. I think I went like this, but I really tapered up, and at the end there was like this short. And those were fun, but they're really wide. You have to be careful because they are really wide, and then it gets hard to staple in the center as you're adding your braids and stuff. So I can either do that side or that side. I think I'm going to do the yellow. And I just want to center that up. And I'm going to go longest with that. And of course I can do a bow at the bottom, I can do tinsel, I can do a trinket, I can do feathers, all kinds of fun stuff. Looks like it kind of went crooked on me. Oh, I'm out of staples. 3 weeks, look at you go. That's crazy good. That's amazing, Kay. Ow. Pinched my skin. Going to look like. Of course I'll put stickers here and here. I could do white or blue on top of that. And I can do yellow or white on the blue. There's enough room on, I like to hold it up and look how they lay as well, to do some smaller stickers on the white ones there as well. And if there was something small enough I could put on these yellow ribbons going down. Just wouldn't be able to do very big stickers. Thank you, TJ. So you made all different mums. You made all different sizes. That's awesome. Talking about sizes again, that mid-size that I call, that has 15-inch streamers, that was really popular last year too, especially with my local schools. And I'm finding that everyone's liking them better for the guys' garters because they're not real long, not too big. I think I charge like $55 for those, for a basic one. So it's a little bit longer than that. So it would be like, probably like that much longer, if you guys can see that. Like here. About like that. And those were really popular, the size. And then I put like, I usually put 3 braids and chains on them. 3 to 4, just depends on what it looks like and how wide they are and stuff like that. Oh, that's good, Kay. So we're right there together then. I actually charge a little bit less on my, like I said, on my local people, just a little bit. Give them a little bit of a discount. Because I don't have all the Etsy stuff, you know, because it's not just the shipping, it's the buying a scale, it's buying a shipping, the label printer and the labels, and then I have to put, you know, tissue paper in the boxes, and there's tape, and there's, you know, just all that kind of stuff that I don't have to do with my local people, so of course I don't charge as much. I don't want any of my Etsy people to watch this and get mad. So I'm gonna look at some trinkets and stuff. I haven't gotten anything out yet. And then I know I have some blue soft satin ribbon. Also have some chevron, some paw prints, but they're the Trojans, so they don't want paw prints. I've got some football themed ribbon. There's just some small ones. There's some, that's navy, but some polka dot, there's some glitter. A few. I have some royal blue diamond mesh ribbon as well over here. I think I got, that was one of my Hobby Lobby clearance finds. Blue glitter ribbons, but I want something bigger for a bow at the bottom. I think I want to do a bow. Maybe the chevron would be cute. Oh, the softball. I'm going to do a softball. I forgot about that. So this is a wired ribbon, satin wired ribbon. Of course, I want to take out the wires again. Oh wow, a triple. I bet it is big. Are you just selling locally, or do you sell on like Etsy or something too, Kay? Okay, this is 18 inches long, exactly. That's crazy. Just turn it like that. Just fold it over, find the middle. And you can go like that. I just want to gather it in the center. So it'll look like that. I could actually do a blue behind it if I wanted to. I usually on this size just leave it alone, just do one layer. So let's see, she's doing gold accents. So I thought I had a gold Chanel stem, but I don't see it. That was my mailman picking up packages. Could hear the beeping. So I'm gonna clip that because I'm gonna put a bell in the center of it as well. You missed it, Lucy. You missed barking at him. So here's one of my containers, my mini containers that has stuff in it. Here's some balls. Oh, those are... I'm getting membrane already. Those are silver. My gold ones are over there. And my gold trinkets. I have blue trinkets too. Let me get my gold ones. I just reuse all these kinds of containers. Just wash them out, clean them, dry them out. So I've got the jingle bells. Some more like, that's like a more like a Liberty Bell. This is like an oval, weird looking bell. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. And then the cowbell. I'm gonna give her a cowbell. Just want to put that in there. How fun. Thanks for joining. I'm so glad you got to come along and join and watch for a little while and chat. So let's start over. You could just pinch it in the middle and then go like that. And usually it'll be okay. Or you can take it and just accordion like gathering. Either way. Kind of pinch that down in the back. Twist that really good. So you could hot glue that on there, but I don't do that anymore because there have been times where I had to take something off, and if it's glued on there, good luck. So a lot of things like this, I just staple on there. Believe it or not, there's actually some schools that won't allow them to wear anything with bells on it. So what I do, make sure that staple's covered up there. Just find that chenille stem, staple that, go to the other side, and I try to get in the center there as good as I can get. Then I just take that chenille stem and wrap it around both those ends. You don't want them sticking out and poking somebody. Those wires can be sharp. Oh, thank you. It's Madison, right? I think it is. MZZ Clipper 12. That's so sweet. Now I did try to go through here with that softball ribbon, but you couldn't. It's so like the softball spelled out so wide that you could just see little bits of it and you really couldn't tell what it was. So I was like, but I think it's cute on the backer. And I think she'll be happy with the softball stuff. Hi, Actually, I think I have a wooden flat softball, and I'll see if she wants that. Yes, okay. I thought it was Madison, because you had your name, you had your channel name changed there for a while. Let me see what kind of blue trinkets I've got. Here is another one of my containers with trinkets. There's some red, there's some green. I know I got blue in here somewhere. I don't have a lot, but I do have a few. And then I have softballs somewhere. I need to find those. I have completely reorganized, so I don't know where anything is now. That's the only problem. Baseball and softball. So of course I got that little softball, and I got these softball buttons. So those would be really cute in the center of a bow as well. Actually, I could put both of those on there if I wanted to. Open this. Well, that was weird. Let's see, there's still enough room. I could take that off and redo that. Or I could just hot glue it on there since I've already done all that. And a lot of times, you know, if I'm going to tie it in the middle of a bow, then I'll run the chenille stem through there like I did the bell. But if you're just putting it like on a braid, or if you just want to glue it in the center, then I cut that off as flat as I can. So I've got, these are no baseball. See, I got the baseball stuff on them. They just don't make as much for softball. That's why I try to find some little ribbons and, you know, get creative with like the buttons and stuff, so I can offer them more. And I've got little football helmets, flat football helmets, cheer, go fight win, drill team. Oh, it looks like it's it. And then I've got gold, of course, too. I think I'll put that on some ribbon and just hang it down somewhere. And then I'll just go ahead and glue this. So I'm just going to cut that off again like that. Oops. I've got some really thin soft satin, but I also have some twine in different colors. So I'll try one of those. So here's the twine. I've got blue and white, but I also have yellow and white. don't have as many gold because that's just, most people prefer silver. So there's the homecoming one. And there's footballs, megaphones, all different size footballs. Football helmets. I don't use a lot of trinkets on these minimums either. I think I end up giving them like 3 usually, unless they request more. And then I've got bigger ones like for the paw. Let's see. There's a little kissy boy and girl. I've got cheer. I got a lot more this year. Basketball. More paw stuff. Dance. Different paw. So there's some more basketballs. Not seeing anything generic or I don't remember what I have in here. Or for softball. So I could do yellow or I could do the blue. Can't even find the end on that one. Okay, I'm doing yellow. It's a very small hole. I'm gonna have trouble with this. We try the back side. Yeah. Try to burn that just a little bit, see if that helps. Well, there it goes. It worked. These can be difficult to staple on though, because it's so thin. So I'm going to go over that just a little bit with hot glue as well. Make sure it doesn't pull out. So she got a big cowbell, she got the softball there, and she'll get the homecoming. Take the blue glitter. It's all full of glitter ribbons. Just going to glue that right there. Okay, that is so nice. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I'm glad I could help. We can all learn different tips and tricks from each other and new ideas. Now the stickers are what really sets off these mini mums for me, because that's like the big, I think that's part of the appeal to them, because I put so many stickers on them, like name words and stuff, and I use sometimes different colors, and then I also use different fonts. So I'll use 2 or 3 different fonts for everything, and that just completes it for me. Like once you see that on there, since it only has one braid, once I get all those stickers on there, it just, to me, it just like makes this huge difference. But that's what I've got so far. I'm ready to attach this. Just lining up that center. I'm going to put 2 staples. That one was a little bit smaller than that one, but that's okay. I mean, as long as it's all covered up, no big deal. You guys don't know how many ribbon spools I've got. It's insane. Can you see that? This is a whole little bag. Those are the ones that I have to take off. These are the ones I've already taken off, and I've already organized what size they are, and I've already made several out of here. It's insane. All that stuff would have been thrown away if I didn't recycle it. So I like that I don't have to buy those backers or cut them, and then I'm also doing something good for the environment, right? So I am ready to start attaching all this stuff. Glue, try to get in there with the glue. Hold that down. Don't want to put a whole bunch in there, it'll ooze out. And I'm just going to go through and staple. Staple, staple. Be careful, you see I'm trying to wrinkle that ribbon. So the other day I was at this step and I had a ribbon necklace attached, and I stapled the ribbon necklace to the bottom because I wasn't paying attention to where I was stapling. I tell you guys all the time to look where you're stapling. See, I went over a little bit, but since I had it this way, it's not going to be any sharp edges, so it's okay. If you do have like the sharp end of the staple like down, just put a dab of hot glue on that when you're done so it won't catch on their shirt or anything. You can either carefully remove it or do the hot glue. Okay, let's see. She wants pin on, so let me add a ribbon for her for that. And I like to use soft satin ribbons for this. This one is about 8 inches long. Just up there at the top, like this way or this way, whatever. To hot glue that on. And you can do this in between those, like on the streamer. You can do it on the top of that, or you can do it on the back. It doesn't matter. Just don't wait till the very end. Just make sure you still have to add your clean backer. All right, trying to get in there. Because I like to hot glue and staple that. secure. And I like to move from mum to mum so I don't get like burnt out on that one mum. Okay, again, when you're using the ribbon spools, though, the flower will move around if you're not careful. You don't want it over too far you can see that would be off centered. So that's the only thing about using these ribbon spray guns. And what I do is I just make sure that's centered, and then I hot glue all the way around back to the center. And then I just hold that there for a minute and let that start to cool and dry. That way it stays in place when I go to staple this. Because I always want to staple my chenille stem on. So let's set that there and let it dry a little bit. Since that's hot glued over here, staple that in, that flower's not coming apart. I have not had an issue yet, knock on wood. A little tacky, but it's almost set. Trying to see what I've got. I've got a whole bin of brazen chains and stuff I need to get out and see what all colors I've got. See what I can use on these mums. Or what all I need to make. Okay. So now I'm just going to pull that tight. Got a staple. Over. I save these because I use these too. And then I'm just going to glue along the side. I've got a double heart chain tutorial that just needs voiceovers. And I know I've done that tutorial before, but I doubled the ribbon. I did like a glitter ribbon, acetate and glitter ribbon on each heart. And it's a little bit more trickier because the glitter, like when you're forming the hearts, the glitter tries to stick together, and so it was a little bit different. And then I also started it differently because I think I start usually on those on the top and work my way down, but this time I stopped at the bottom and worked my way up, and it was a little bit more complicated doing it like that. But the only thing about starting it at the top is you don't know exactly where you're going to end up on the ribbon. So it's a little bit different than the other ones that I've made. And then I also have, what was it? I have a blue mum, a pre-made mum that I put on my Etsy shop, a mini mum that I made a tutorial, and that heart chain is on that, so I'm doing like a tutorial for that whole mum. I have to get all that edited. I'm trying to remember what else. I was sold 3 mini mums for these 3 best friends for their senior year. It wasn't homecoming, it was just for their senior year. And I know I've done some of theirs already, but I'm going to do more videos on theirs. I just want to make sure that they had already received them before I started uploading them. But this is where I'm at right now. I always glue some more down here. It's already glued a little bit since I glued underneath. But just I try to cover up these staples, because you never know if the wind catches it or something, and you can see, you don't want them to see any of that mess that's under there. Plus this will help secure the flower as well. I also, on these mini mums, I use it's a 5 to 5.5 inch flower. I'm not for sure. They're not labeled, but they are not as expensive as some of the other mum flowers. And so that's part of the reason I'm able to do a lower price on those. So they're not as thick as some of the other ones. Let's see if I have one out. These are about the same size, but it looks so much bigger because it's a fuller one. It's a more expensive one. So I'll use these on like the mid-size, and sometimes even the garters. But since they're more expensive mums, I'm going to use a more expensive flower. And I was lucky. I found a bunch of these, and I mean they're still nice mum flowers. They're not cheap. They're not too cheap or anything like that. I'm not saying that. They're just not the super full ones, and it does help you to keep costs down. So I can actually see. I think I'm going to end up having to get a bigger one because that is not covers up most of it. But since that first one is a little bit bigger, and I always go over that with some ribbon as well. So you could do just a little piece of acetate or a little piece of soft satin just to cover that up. I just don't want any of that to be seen. I could actually, if I had some white chipboard, I could just cut a little square there. I'm going to need another piece. I was afraid of that. I was afraid it wasn't white enough. See how much better that looks. But I'm gonna wait and see if I got a little bit bigger one. If not, I can cut one. But you always want to cover up all these staples. Like I said, I've got a softball. I'll talk to her and see what she wants to do in the center there. I did find a Trojan I'd like to try and cut out, but I don't want to mess too much with something if she doesn't want it. And then I've got to do the stickers and, you know, just maybe another little bow on the flower or over here. Sometimes I'll usually do at least 2 bows on these mini mums, sometimes 3. But that is it for now. I'm going to take a break. I am exhausted. I've been putting together wreath kits all morning, so I'm ready to sit down and take a break. I am so glad you guys got to join in. Kay, Madison from MZZ Clipper 12, One Paulina, TJ of course, got Amy joined in, and let me see if there was anybody else. I don't think so. Did I miss anybody? I hope I did not. Thank you guys for chatting, and anybody else that joined in and didn't chat. You guys can always comment and tell me what you're wanting to see this season. I'll try to help accommodate you. Usually, you know, I'm just showing you, like this type of year, I'm just showing you what I'm working on. During the spring, I try to come up with different things to show you, but yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll try to accommodate, try to help you out. Depends on how busy I am. And what I'm working on right now, I'm doing a ton of mini mums. That is my biggest seller on Etsy. Because I think it's because they're cute and they're affordable, and so I think that's the big draw for them. But I appreciate you all so much for watching. I'm going to give you a minute in case anybody wants to say goodbye. Here's Amy. Thank you for letting us see your work in action. Oh, thank you. Jan. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate you joining in as well. I appreciate all of y'all. Again, I said at the beginning, I've got memberships available now on my channel if you guys are interested. So there's just a few perks for that. There's 3 different tiers if you guys are interested in that. And if you need to ask me a question or anything, just comment and I will respond to you. I'm usually pretty quick to respond, so. And then you can always message me on my Etsy shop too. Bye, TJ. Thank you. You guys are welcome, and thank you for joining. I appreciate you all so much. Bye, everybody.